Hey everyone, Steven here from the Trading Channel, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to identify the cipher pattern. And as with all of my strategy tutorials, it is important for you to backtest these strategies on the particular pairs and particular time frames that you trade, and to make sure these types of strategies fit into your trading plan and your trading style. Without further ado, I will let the intro and disclaimer roll, and I'll be back shortly to share with you how to identify the cipher pattern. Alright guys, so as with all of the other advanced patterns, the cipher pattern starts with an impulse leg, and the very first point of the move is called X. This is the X point. And the X to A leg of the move is an impulse leg, up or down. In this case we're doing a bullish cipher pattern is what we're drawing, so it's going to be a strong move to the upside. X up to A is your second point of the move. And the first rule of the cipher pattern is a retracement from X up to A. And this retracement has to come down and touch the 382, but cannot close below the 618. So we have a little zone right in here where the market can terminate, between the 382 and the 618. But the market cannot close below the 618. So for instance, if we have a candle here, like this red one here I've drawn, and the wick comes down below 618, then that is still a valid B leg of the cipher pattern. But if we come down and the body of the candle closes below the 618, that invalidates the pattern. So this would not be a cipher pattern. This would still be a cipher pattern. I hope you understand that. Moving on, the next rule of the cipher pattern is a Fibonacci extension from X to A and back down to X that comes up into a 127 but does not close above 1414. So using the same example we did down here, this candle can come up that close to the 1414, and as long as it does not close above the 1414, even if we have a wick that comes up like this, that is still a valid cipher pattern. Now if the body comes up and closes above the 1414 like this, then that invalidates the pattern. And this creates the C leg of the move. Down here was B, and here is the C leg of the cipher pattern. The next step for the cipher pattern is placing the orders at the finishing point D. And the way we find finishing point D is a retracement from X down here all the way up to C. And what you do is you put it on the wick of the candle. So if this C leg had this candle here, then it would be X all the way up to the wick of that candle. And D is going to be the 786 retracement. And that's where my limit orders would be sitting if I was trading this cipher pattern. Now there is one more rule to the cipher pattern that I don't hear mentioned as much as it should be, and that is that the B leg, once you pull from X all the way up to A to get your D, your finishing point of this cipher pattern, the B leg cannot touch the 786. So if this candle was our B point of the cipher pattern, then that would invalidate the cipher pattern because B comes below the 786 retracement. So if we pull from our X all the way up to our C for our D point completion, and B touches 786, then that invalidates the cipher pattern. And I will draw this the rest of the way in so you can see what it should look like. And that is your cipher pattern using the ratios that I use. Now we'll go into the market and I will show you an example of a few cipher patterns that have happened in the previous weeks, and also I'll give you a clip of a live cipher pattern that I traded a few days ago. I hope this all made sense. If it didn't and you have any questions about the cipher pattern, then just leave them in the comment section below the video and I'll do my best to answer those questions as quickly as I can. Here on the Euro Pound 1 hour chart, we actually had a cipher pattern hit this morning, and it also came up to hit profits within a couple of hours of hitting our entry. I'll give you a second to see if you can spot that, and while you're looking for it, I will also show you this example of a bat pattern we took advantage of. If you're not familiar with the bat pattern, then I'll post a link in the bottom left hand side of your screen to a tutorial that I did a while back on how to identify the bat pattern. As you can see here, we came up into our 886 retracement, the D point of our bat pattern, and quite easily turned over to hit targets within the first couple of hours of being in the trade. You see in the cipher yet? It comes from the C point of our bat pattern, X right here, up to A to B, B to C, and a CD completion right down in there. Earlier this morning, that hit, and as you can see, if I pull a retracement from C all the way down to D, came up to quite easily hit targets at the 382 retracement. And targets and stops for the cipher pattern, in order to get targets, you just pull from C up here, the extension, the 127 extension that cannot close above 1414, pull from that point down to the D point, and targets go at the 382 retracement. Now you can trade this with extended targets, one at 382 and one at 618 retracement, but if you have a full-time job, it is much easier to just take single targets with stops down below your X point. Now it would be worth, while you're back testing, checking out to see how often the market does hit 382 and 618 before turning around and stopping you out. So let's take a look at a couple more examples on the charts, and then I'll show you a live trade, and hopefully you'll have enough information to be able to go out and look through the charts and back test this for yourself to see if it fits in your trading plan. If we look here on the Euro Pound, yet again, just go ahead and delete all this. We actually have another cipher pattern setting up for the bearish side. As you can see, pulling from X down here to A, we have a 382 retracement that does not close above 618. And if we get our extension tool out and pull it from X to A and back up, you see that we have a 127 extension that does not close below the 1414 right here. So that creates a valid cipher pattern trading opportunity. Up here, D at our 786 retracement. And targets, as usual, go from C up to D on the cipher pattern. We would be looking for targets down here at 382 and stops right up here above X. And now I'll just show you a clip that I recorded a couple of days ago of me trading a CYPHER pattern live in the markets. Here on the dollar Swiss 5-minute chart we have a CYPHER pattern setting up, and the CYPHER pattern comes in from this X leg down here, this impulse leg, from X to A is a 382 retracement without closing below 618. And then after that we need a 127 extension from X to A. So we take our extension tool, X to A, back down in, and as we see, this does break above the 127 extension without closing above the 1414 extension. So take our triangle tool, and this is what this CYPHER pattern looks like. Down here to the 786, and as you can tell, this CYPHER pattern is already completed but has not yet come up to hit targets. So what I'm going to do is place a limit order down at the 786 right here and try to see if this market can come back down and retest this level before going up and hitting targets. Targets will be at the 382 retracement, and stops will be just below X. Alright guys, so if this market does come down and retest our entry and we get involved in this trade, then I will keep you updated on how it plays out. So there we go guys, we've been filled on the dollar Swiss CYPHER pattern here. So the next step I'm going to take is go ahead and place my stops and targets. Stops right down here and targets right up here, and we will see how this trade plays out. Right now bouncing around the entry, and hopefully we'll rally up a bit and come up here and hit targets. I'll be back soon. As you can see guys, a little more than halfway to targets on this CYPHER pattern on the dollar Swiss. And what I really like about what the dollar Swiss did at the CYPHER pattern entry is all of these really long candle wicks we put in right at the CYPHER pattern entry, and that makes me feel pretty good about this trade. So I'll keep you updated the closer we get to targets. Alright, so we've got within 1 or 2 pips here of hitting our profit target. So what I'm going to do is just take my stop loss here and move it up to break even, so that I know I'm in a risk-free trade. I don't want to get up here and get that close to putting money in the bank and then turn around and actually lose money on this trade. So that's the reason I move my stop losses up, is just to take all the risk off the table. Here we go guys, shot over just in time to see that we have actually hit targets on the dollar Swiss CYPHER pattern here. And this is just another live example of a successful CYPHER pattern. Put a little money in the bank for us, and I hope you enjoyed it. Alright guys, so that was it for my how to identify a CYPHER pattern video. I hope it was educational. If this video is something you enjoyed, then I'll post a few links on the page here to other strategy videos that you may find to be helpful throughout your journey as a trader. Don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel for me to get notified by email every time I come out with a new video and a new tutorial. I'll be coming out with a tutorial on the Gartley pattern here pretty soon, so you'll definitely want to subscribe so you get alerted when that video arrives. Thanks again for watching my video. Best of luck to you on all your future trades, and I'll see you next time.